How do you even follow that up with an interview? Interview time. Let me hear you. That's what I need. I'm telling you. Well, got a little bit of that sound going today, but welcome back to Portland, human.
Man, it's so great to be here.
Yeah, it is good to have you back. Oh, man, and I'm telling you, I've just been stuck in traffic for like 50 minutes just getting all sorts of worked up, and that was the most de-stressing kind of therapy.
Thank you.
I'll bet you hear that quite a bit, right?
Yeah, we should just invite us next time you go on a commute. We'll just sit in the back of your car.
You do that?
We'll just be back there playing.
I'll push the Franti channel for sure.
It'll be like those Geico commercials with the two guys with the guitars.
Right.
We talk. And we'll just comment on your life. We'll just play a song about it.
Happier than a DJ making it into work to interview Michael Franti.
Exactly.
So we've got, of course, new music, and it's coming out on July 30th, All People. You are always so encompassing with everything you do, with everyone around you. Is that where the name comes from?
Yeah, that's what it's about. The record is a celebration of diversity, and I believe that our country is this amazing experiment of diversity, and that we're at our best when we celebrate and we honor and cherish that diversity that is all people.
Right? Yeah. So in the other songs other than I'm Alive, because I cannot wait to hear that. I mean, we've been playing I'm Alive now for 5 months, so there's been a wait, my friend.
Nice. Yeah.
But July 30th, and then you're going out on the road, and we've got you back in August. You're going to be out in Troutdale, McMinimans. Mm-hmm. So has this been kind of a rest time with the wife and the kids?
No, we've been out. We've been working.
Yeah.
Jay and I are always in the studio when we're at home. And we love to record, and we love to sit around like this and play guitar with the whole family there at the house too. So there's always like a bit of a jam going on. But we've been touring for the last really since May. We started touring a lot, and we just did 6 shows with Train and with Gavin DeGraw, which was super fun. And,
very cool.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's like you. I've known Train for a long time, since like '97. I think we first met, but we never played actual shows with them. But we've been friends, and then same thing with Gavin DeGraw. You get out on the road, and sometimes you're with these groups, and the bands don't hang out, they don't talk together. They do your set, and they go away. But on this tour, it was like so super fun. We had fun. We'd hang out, we'd play soccer before, then we'd go on stage, we'd do songs together, then afterwards we'd sit out in the parking lot like we were teenagers drinking beer and singing war songs, and you'll all be pleased to know that all the guys from Train and Gavin DeGraw, they're really nice people. As good as their music is, they're also really cool people.
That's good. You know what? Every time I do see, and I've seen it about 4 times, John Mayer, Yada, Music Millennium, you're always with Jay. Where did this friendship start up?
You could tell, Jay.
Well, it started probably about 9 years ago. I had a friend of mine in the Steve Miller Band called me up one day and saying that Mikey and the guys needed little help with some engineering in the studio that day, that their usual guy couldn't come in. And I'm like, oh, great. I'd love to. I love what he's doing. I'd heard a couple of the records. And so I show up. And we just kind of hit it off, and he just kind of kept calling me every day after that to do something.
I was like, where's the other guy? And it wasn't until like 3 years later that we found him taped in the corner with duct tape over his mouth. Jay had put him in the closet there for him.
Well, this definitely flowered into something more than just an engineer or and a musician getting together.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. One day, I was like, our guitar player in our band didn't show up for the session, and I was like, Jay would start messing around with the guitar, and I was like, no, you can actually kind of play that thing. You're pretty good. So he played on a song on the record, and then we started this, many years of collaborating, writing songs together, and then. In the last couple of years, he's been out on the road touring with us, which is awesome, because I always get these crazy ideas, like we'll be in New Zealand or something. We'll be like, there's a rugby match and it's finishing at 11 o'clock tonight. Let's go play on the street. And Jay will be like, okay, let's go.
You seem like you've always been the one to create your own future. The old days with Disposable Heroes and everything else that you've been doing, dropping your label, coming up with your own. Has that made music so much, more, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for, but fulfilling for you?
Well, I get bored really quickly. And so if I don't always change up what I'm doing, I just feel like I'm not doing anything of value to me personally. I don't get a sense of satisfaction. So I'm always changing what we're doing and always trying to learn from other people about how to make music, how to write songs, and my iPod. My favorite artists are Bob Marley, Marvin Gaye, John Lennon, Johnny Cash, and Run DMC. So I'm always, I love the storytelling of country music and of hip hop too, and I love, the ability that John Lennon and Marvin Gaye and Bob Marley, that they were able to write songs about how much they cared about the world and important things that were happening, like socially, and then put it right next to a song about how much they love their girlfriend. Yeah. And I always got this sense, like, man, like when I hear John Lennon sing Imagine, it's more important to me when I hear Beautiful Boy. It's like, wow, there's a reason why he's caring about the world. It's because he loves his kid, and he loves being a father.
So tell me, how are yours?
My kids are great. Yeah, I'm gonna go home this afternoon and see my 14-year-old all day, and I have a son who's 26 also, who's out of the house and making music and doing all kinds of great stuff, and it's great having a teenager, and I've had this like series of teenagers, and I was a teenager when my first son was born, so I've had this like series of like never-ending teenage music in my house, so it keeps you young.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
All right, I got Bennett here now. Tell us a story. Why'd you go to Bare Feet?
Oh, well.
Hold on a second. I got to do this because I don't get to do this with anybody else. Bennett, come over here. Of course, mine looks like a fish belly white. There we go.
I'll tell you what. I've been barefoot now for 13 years. I started traveling and playing music on the street in countries where kids couldn't afford to wear shoes, and I'd take off my shoes and I'd try to play soccer with them or something, and I couldn't even walk. These kids were like running down gravel roads, and I could barely even take 3 steps. And so I decided to go home. And part of it was just to see what it would be like to not be able to afford shoes. And a part of it was also just to toughen up my feet, so when I went back to those places, I could play soccer with them. And so I went for 3 days, like a sort of fast, I guess, and then a week, and then a month, and then a year. And at 10 years, we started partnering with this organization called Souls for Souls, and they provide shoes for people who can't afford them in natural disasters. Like they started during Hurricane Katrina bringing shoes there, but now they bring shoes to Haiti, all over Africa, Indonesia, and they work with relief organizations that help the whole family. So they're just one part of it, providing shoes, but they're really about like providing education for young people and things for families so that people can get out of the cycle of poverty and not just to be dependent every year on a new pair of shoes. So
we love you for your vibe, brother.
Thank you, man.
All right, very cool.
Last night was really a really great thing happened between me and Jay. This will tell you about our friendship. We went to the living room theater to watch a movie, and I get in it was a really warm night last night, and so we get in there, and I always carry a pair of flip-flops because to get into movie theaters and restaurants and stuff. Yeah. So I put these flip-flops on, and I get in there, and as the previews are rolling, I lean over to Jay and I go, Jay, man, this theater is freezing. My toes are so cold. I don't know if I can make it. I'm ready to like order some popcorn and put my feet in the box of popcorn, And Jay goes, "Oh my God, I got these great boots on, and I got a pair of socks. I haven't worn them for more than 2 hours. I could take my socks off and I could just put the boots on." And I did. Cool. I wore Jay's socks. So that's a true friend for me.
That is a true friend. Well, once again, can't wait to see.
This guy back there's looking at me like, that's so gross. Jay's like, if it's under like 3 hours, it's cool. Anything over 3 hours, no.
That's good. That's good. Well, once again, new album coming out July 30th. You've been listening to it on Kink. Ladies and gentlemen, once again with us in the lounge, it is Michael Franti and Jay the One Spearhead.